ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति 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 हरि Om. So we were discussing Adhyasa Bhashya, that is Shankaracharya's introduction to his commentary on the Brahma Sutras. So again there is an objection raised by the opponent, that is, you are saying that this adhyasa or superimposition is avidya, ignorance, and that getting out of it is called vidya. If that is the case, then it means that whatever we do in the whole universe, our entire lifetime, everything is based on ignorance. And you have said that it is puraskritya, that means presupposing ignorance or presupposing superimposition. So you have said that. So that means whatever we do is all in the realm of ignorance. How can that be? That's a question which is asked by the objector. So, and he says that there are 6 means of knowledge, and 6 means of knowledge, and also all the scriptures, etc., everything, then they will all become following in the realm of ignorance. So how can that happen? That means our entire life will have no meaning. How can that happen? Uchyate, it is being told, it is being said. Who is saying this? Shankaracharya is replying the standpoint of the Siddhanti, that is the person who believes in Advaita Vedanta. That is the standpoint of the Advaita Vedanta philosophy. What is the rationale behind the statement that everything is based on ignorance? Deha Indriya Adishu. Clear meaning. Deha means body. Indriya means organs, sense organs. So there are 5 sense organs and 5 organs of action, 5 organs of knowledge, etc. And then you have Adishu. That means there is mind, there is ahankara, there is buddhi, intellect. That is Adi, etc. So Deha Indriya Adishu Aham Mama Abhimana Rahitasya Pramatritva Anupapattau Pramana Pravritti Anupapattehe. So in this body mind complex, that is Deha, and mind and intellect, etc., in that what happens? Aham Mama Abhimana Rahitasya. In the case of a person who is without the notions of I, aham, and mama, mine, ahankara, mamakara, a person who doesn't have these notions, in the case of that person, aham mama abhimana rahitasya pramatritva anupapattau pramana pravritti anupapattehe. In that person, what happens? Because that person doesn't have the idea of I and mine, the pramatritva anupapattau. Anupapatti means it is not cognized, it is not acknowledged. What is not acknowledged? The state of being an agent of knowledge. Pramatri means the person who is knowing. Yesterday we saw Prama means valid knowledge, Pramana means means of valid knowledge, Pramatra means the person who gets valid knowledge. All of you now summarize what one by one. What have we studied till now?
So Prama is knowledge, Pramana is means of knowledge, and Pramatra is the person who's a knower of knowledge.
Knower. So
Yes.
suppose I see flower in the sky.
Yes.
You can call it Prama, right?
Yes. No, but that doesn't happen, right? So
No, that if it happens in the case, my case. If I see
yes,
flower in the sky, will that be Prama? Now
Prama.
Shrubaji, now you tell. Now Shrubaji, tell.
No,
The
no.
Brahman is a proof of knowledge.
That is
Is a
Pramana.
proof. Pramana, huh?
We are talking about Prama. No, na. Only Prama.
Brahma is the knowledge. But when you see
Prama is knowledge, and Pramana
yes,
is means of knowledge
the
or proof of knowledge, and
Proof of
Pramatra
knowledge.
is
Is the knower.
knower. Huh.
Is a person who is the knower.
My question
And
is, I see flower in the sky, whether it is Prama or not.
no, it is not.
Why?
How can you see flower in the sky?
I see flower in the sky. How can you see means? I'm seeing. You see sky. Is that Prama or not?
No.
No, it is not Prama. So what is Prama? I see an apple in front of me. Is that Prama or not? So then why would we have 6 means of knowledge? The first is pratyaksha. That means direct perception. So you see sky. Is that not Prama?
It's again superimposition, no?
Superimposition. That's the point. That is the point. Whatever we see
No,
is all in
cognition
the.
is there. Of course, cognition is there.
No. Whatever we see in the whole world is all because of superimposition. But they are all Prama.
Yes.
They are all Prama.
Because of cognition.
So it is correct. It is Prama. But my question is not that. My question was, I see flower in the sky. Is that Prama or not?
It is Prama. If I see, like, one thing is that it is not possible, but if we ignore that, it is the Prama.
What is Prama?
Knowledge, basically, or known.
Knowledge is Prama.
No, known.
The known is Prameya. Prama is knowledge.
Yes.
So knowledge, I see mirage. Is that Prama or not?
Yes, it is Prama.
It is Prama.
That is not Prama.
Why is it not Prama? Simply it is Prama, it is not Prama will not do. Why it is not Prama? If it is, why it is?
I think it is Prama because we are seeing it. Whether it is real or unreal, that's a different story. But we are perceiving it.
What is the definition of Prama? Prama means valid cognition, valid knowledge. Yes. So mirage is not a valid knowledge.
That's not
flower in the sky. That you did not say. Yes. That's what means what? You did not say that.
I didn't say that.
Yes. So flower in the sky is not valid knowledge. How can an invalid knowledge become? But you see sky, that is valid knowledge. You see apple, that is valid knowledge. So Prama is valid cognition, valid knowledge. Just one word, but if you miss it, the whole thing goes away. Right? Okay, so what have we studied till now? Summarize, Shruvaji.
So this is called Triputi Veda. This would not have been there without superimposition.
What is called Triputi Veda? A philosopher does not say this is called Triputi Veda. This would not have been there. That is a very bad way of talking philosophy.
The knower, knowledge, and the object of knowledge.
Little Sanskrit.
Pramatri is the knower. And Prameya is the object. And
object of
Praman, object of knowledge.
Object of knowledge. And
object of valid cognition.
So that is the philosopher talk. So it should be like that. And this thing is that thing is there. That is not philosophy. Okay, it should be precise. Precision clears confusion.
Pramatri is the knower of knowledge. And Prameya is the object of knowledge. And Prama is the valid knowledge. And Pramana is a proof of knowledge.
Means of knowledge. Means of valid knowledge. Okay, so what is called Triputi Veda?
The Pramatri, Prameya, and Prama.
So what is it called Triputi Veda? Why is it called Triputi Veda? What does the word Triputi mean? Triputi means?
Three.
Veda means?
Veda is difference.
So why did difference come here?
The difference comes because of ignorance.
That is there everywhere. But why do we bring difference here? Why do we say Triputi Veda? Bheda. Why do we say Bheda? Any help?
Because we are in Adhyasa, so for superimposition, that's why.
So
you've
any
seen-
kind of difference,
Yes.
is created because of a person who is knowing. There is something to be known, and the knowledge, So these are the three things which create differences. Had there been nothing to know, there would have been no difference. Had there been nobody to know, there would have been no difference. So that's why we say Triputi Veda. Actually, they are in the root, they are at the root. Of course, it is because of ignorance or superimposition that we see difference. But how does that superimposition or ignorance manifest? It manifests through these triad, through this triad group of three of differences. And that is Brahma, Pramatru, Prameya. So, okay, so till now, what have we discussed? Maitreji, please tell. Till now, what have we discussed?
From the very beginning.
Yeah, from the very beginning, of course, there was ignorance. So,
No. From the very
from from the beginning, what have we discussed?
in the Brahma Sutra, first Shankaracharya raised that there is no issue of the opponent. He is telling that there is no superposition. Then he is again telling that he is proving that there is actually superimposition. But initially he is telling there is no superimposition, because how can there be superimposition? Because the two things are so dramatically opposite, so there cannot be any superimposition. Then subsequently he is proving that there is superimposition. Then after that he is bringing the different philosophies which are all talking about superimposition. But the only difference is that in case of Advaita Vedanta, Shankaracharya's concept, the superimposition is of between the self and not self. Superimposition is between the self and not self, which the other philosophies are not telling. So when he is bringing the concept of the superimposition of the not self and not self, he is also bringing another concept that in any superimposition, say this Sharpa and Raju, there are two things. One is the Vishaya and one is the Ashraya. So these two things are always there. What is Vishaya? Vishaya is the self. Vishaya is the ignorance. Actually not self, Vishaya is the ignorance and Ashraya is object. But in case when we are bringing the concept of real self and not self, superimposition of self and not self, then actually these two things are going. Actually it is becoming one, because the self and not self is when they are getting distinct, both are becoming then the object. Or yes, both are becoming the object actually.
So what is the, so Shrubaji, what is the cause of superimposition according to Shankaracharya? What is the cause of superimposition according to Shankaracharya?
Ignorance.
Ignorance.
And
Avidya.
that is just synonym. That's a synonym.
Maharaj, one thing I wanted to ask you, when this concept of avidya he is bringing at a later stage, and they are telling this adhyasa and avidya, they are the synonyms. In a particular place, they are telling that this avidya is not the absence of vidya. It is not a negative entity. Absolutely, what exactly they mean, Maharaj? This I could not understand.
It is not a, absence of vidya. For example, very good question. So, for example, if you don't know physics, so you don't know physics. Now you want to learn physics. So if we consider avidya to be absence of knowledge of physics can remove that avidya. Okay. So similarly, so that means that there is something which can remove that ignorance. That means if you do something, that ignorance will be removed. Whereas in the case of avidya, you cannot bring knowledge to remove this avidya, because knowledge is already there. You see, that's why the example is given of sun. Sun is there, clouds are covering the sun. So to bring light, you will not bring another sun, because sun is already there. It is Swayam Jyotihi, Swayam Prakasha. It is already there. What will you do? You will instead dispel the clouds. You will remove the clouds. So similarly here, avidya, you don't bring another vidya to remove this avidya. That is not how this works. So this is not a negative thing. And it is also not a positive thing. Why it is not positive? If we say it is positive, then it means it will stay eternally. It does not. But it is true when it remains. When avidya is remaining, when there is avidya, ignorance, we do experience. That is what is told in the objection. Naisargiko loka vyavaharaha. We do see that in our day-to-day experience, and also later on Shankaracharya himself says that everything in this world is dependent on this avidya. So when avidya is there, it is very much experienced, but it is not true in the sense of it is not permanent. So that is why Advaita Vedantin will say that avidya is anirvachaniya. It is inexplicable. It cannot be explained. Indescribable. Anirvachaniya. Okay. But what is the answer to the question? How does Shankaracharya define the causes of superimposition? One is avidya, ignorance. Another one?
Aviveka, non-discrimination.
Between what?
Between the self and the not self.
Yeah, between that which is superimposed and on which it is superimposed. Itaretara adhyasaha means superimposition on one another. So the viveka, discrimination or discernment will be between, like in our recent example, tennis ball and rasgulla. So you should know that tennis ball is different from rasgulla, or in the stock examples you should know that the shell is different from silver, or that the rope is different from snake, or that the water is different from mirage. There is no water actually. So the viveka or the discrimination between the superimposed and that which superimposes. This is the second. And third, what is the third cause? Satya Anrita Mithuni Kritya. Okay, Satya means truth, Anrita means falsity, Mithuni Kritya, coupling of truth and falsity. Sri Ramakrishna put it very simply. Chinita balite mishano. Sand and sugar is mixed. So that is what. Or in Bengali we say leje gobre. So you get confused. Naughty problem. K-N-O-T-T-Y problem. So that is what. Chit Jada Granthi. So Satya Anrita Mithuni Kritya. So these are the three causes of superimposition. These are the three causes of superimposition. Anyway, so how do you see superimposition? Have you in your whole lifetime till now come across any situation where you said that, oh, that was a superimposition? Did you actually ever experience that?
Maharaj, another thing I would just like to ask you, that instead of using this self is using an unreal not self. Why they are not telling non-self? What exactly the difference actually?
Actually, this is also, whether knowingly you are asking good questions or unknowingly your questions happen to be good one, I don't know. But anyway, this is also a good question. But it is a bit technical also. You see, there is nothing but self in this universe. It is the self which is wrongly understood to be this universe. It is Brahman which is wrongly understood to be this, what you call, universe. So if I say non-self, that means there is something which is not self. But in Sanskrit, if you see Atma, Anatma. Anatma, the prefix ana can mean so many things. So here it means not self. So if I say non-self, if I use that in English, that would mean that there is an entity which is not self, but there is no possibility of any entity being there which is different from self. So not self means it denotes an ignorance, ignorant understanding. There is nothing like that. Even in Sanskrit we say anatma, but can there be anything which is anatma? There cannot be anything which is anatma. But why do we say that? Because of that being the perception. That is how we understand it. Just the other day I was telling you, can we see consciousness in stone? We cannot see. But can stone be something other than Brahman? Not possible. So that means it has to be Satchit Ananda. It has to be absolute So when we differentiate it as stone, we are not able to see. And some people will say that the manifestation of Brahman is the lowest in stone. But be that may be, but stone is also not different from Brahman. There is nothing different from Brahman. So that is why that we have to understand. So anatma also, when we say, that is just referring to our ignorant understanding. So not self we say to point to that. Non-self if we say, then it will mean that there is an entity. But of course that's a basic grammatical technicality. But in Sanskrit we say anatma. That doesn't mean that there is something which is not atma. That only refers to ignorance. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat.